presence of His Excellency Dr. Tilaye Gatie, the Minister of Federal Ministry of Education, Ethiopia, all excellencies here present in their different ranks and portfolios, all directors, UNESCO, partners and stakeholders of the education family present here.
Human Resource, African Union Commission, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, all protocols observed. It's both an honor and a privilege to welcome you all to this special occasion on behalf of the university community and myself. To begin with, I wish to acknowledge the presence among us of His Excellency Dr. Tilaye Gatie, Minister of Education, who has chosen to grace the occasion despite his busy schedule. I'm also grateful to presenters, participants, and keynote speakers who have traveled from afar to share their expertise, experiences, and knowledge with this audience. We're indeed honored to have you all with us. Dear participants, you are all aware that the phenomenal growth in African higher education has brought a significant increase in the number of universities and students across the continent. The most striking trend in the continent, unsurpassed by any other region in the world, has been the sector's continuing and increasingly rapid expansion. This growth is gradually improving the status of Africa from its position of being the region with the least participation rate in higher education. However, the success and sustainability of African higher education cannot be ensured through an increase in quantitative terms only. It also requires advancing quality and service that are now drawing increasing attention from governments
with other partners. For embedding employability in the university curriculum has in the past and probably still
in 12 months' time after graduation.
And without education, the place of science, technology and innovation cannot be put in place. And that is why in the 50-year plan of Agenda 2063, what the people did was to do what? To bring up a 50-year plan in 5 phases of 10 years each. And in this 10-year phase, the first part of it was education. And at the core of education, we had 3 strategies. And these 3 strategies are the Continental Education Strategy for Africa, which we commonly call CESA 2016 and 2025. The CESA 2024, that is the Science, Technology, Innovation Strategy for Africa 2024, and of course, the Continental Technical and Vocational Educational Training, which is the Continental TVET team. TVET, CESA speaks to education, and that is why your presence here in this room as private higher education is very, very important for us, because federal universities alone cannot do the job, and most often it is only in this private higher education we get quality teachers, quality infrastructure to be able to make sure that what the students learn is commensurate to the degree they get, and then the students can find value in the society. Africa needs an education development program that will address education holistically to ensure that the human resource and intellectual capacity gaps are filled and achieve continued progress towards sustainable, equitable development in Africa. Investing in education, science and technology is crucial to be able to meet Africa's own development targets and reverse marginalization in the world economy. Human resource development is a core of Africa's vision of peace, integration, and prosperity. The African Union Commission appreciates the great role played by private universities in Africa in contributions to expanding access and improving the relevance of higher education in Africa. A large number of higher education graduates are unemployed in Africa as a result of the mismatch between the skills acquired and the needs of
the work and the growing status of African universities. I say some of the challenges. How do universities maintain academic standards and which you have in your bags here today? There is high quality work going on. The second acknowledgement I want to make is to acknowledge the work of Professor Cameron, who is the president of St. Mary's University, and for all the hard work that Dr. Kebebe Kase has done in running this conference. I think none of us really appreciate the amount of work that goes on. And the only thing that disturbs it, actually, is people who don't turn up to give their speeches on time. So it does lead to a lot of extra work and a lot of fast readjustments. So I just wanted to make those two those two comments. I think the theme worry about, and of course the quality of our graduates is what drives everything. And the issue is, are universities getting quality? Is there a case to be said that we're not getting the students? Universities are not getting the financial department of universities. But out there teaching in the science and what influence have you had in secondary education? Secondary education. Are the universities responding? So the challenge is the universities. I appreciate that providing a program on a liberal studies.
Your main policy framework is Agenda 2063, but we have also other concerning higher education and science and technology, other policy frameworks called STISA and CESA. I will come to explain a little bit on each of them. I think next. Okay, this is maybe let's take about Agenda 2063, which is the main policy framework. I will just give a little background. For example, why 2063? As you may know, the Organization of African Unity was established here in Addis Ababa in 1963. And it
belongs to the government, and some of them are established as imperial universities in 1860s to 1900. Public universities are established and run by the local government, equivalent to regions here, the prefectures. Private universities are numerous, and some are quite old and others are new. There's a great variety in size and the range of education they provide. Okay, this graph shows the enrollment trend from 1951 to 2016. 2.1 million out of 2.9 million students are enrolled in private universities at the moment. Private universities have nearly 3/4 of the student body. These private universities have played an important role in the social economic development of the country. But the modern Japanese tertiary education system has undergone numerous changes since the Meiji period. In the 1860s, when modernization started from the feudal and closed Edo era to the modern Meiji era. Japan had closed its doors to the rest of the world for nearly 300 years, up to 1860, so they had to catch up. The higher education system was largely modeled after Western countries such as the USA, Germany, France, and Britain to create a unique Japanese model to serve its national needs. Among all the Western countries at first, Germany was probably the most influential in Japan's modern higher education system because German universities were considered the most innovative in Europe then. And then also the Japanese government saw 19th century Germany as quite close to Japan in its goal of industrialization and modernization as well as colonialism. The German model continued to inspire Japanese imperial universities until the end of World War I. Japanese universities were a strong force for the industrial development of the country in the 19th and early 20th century. These are some of the imperial universities. The Meiji government systematically constructed those so-called imperial universities as centers of excellence from 1886. The imperial universities comprise Tokyo University, founded in 1886, Kyoto University, 1897, Tohoku University, 1900, and Kyushu University, 1911, Hokkaido University, 1918, Keijo University, it is Seoul, but Korea was a Japanese colony then, 1924. Taihoku University in Taipei, which is Formosa, China, 1928, which was again the a former colony of Japan, Osaka University 1931, and Nagoya University 1939.
Implemented every 20 years after that. It will be, as you heard also yesterday, most of the programs are donor-driven. For example, the CESA or CISA are owned by ownership. So member states have also their own program in the African Union Commission is implementing several programs and initiatives that contribute to curriculum in use training, expanding TVT, revitalize teacher education, research, innovation, promoting peace education and management of education, and finally, set up of coalition of stakeholders. If you recall the speech of Commissioner yesterday, we have different clusters for the teacher development cluster, and we have a higher class education cluster, which one subdivision is private higher education. So it is just simply to give the
harmonization.
That seems there is a great effort for organizing this conference. My topic is about Omdurman Ahliya University. It is a private university in Sudan, but it established in 1984 because the official universities in Sudan is only 3 or 4 official, because there is a great number of students need more. Some of them go outside of Sudan to European countries and to East Asia countries. Because of this need, a great need, they established this university. I will try to read from the paper if it is not yes. The importance of the quality of higher education is related to the progress of the state. With a good education and its output, the state advances in all areas of life, as it links to the economy, health, society, and politics. Therefore, African countries have begun to improve and evaluate higher education so that they can graduate students who are scientifically and intellectually capable of transforming the African societies. Improving education to the this is a picture of University of Ahliya, and the establishment of Omdurman Ahliya University was a response to the need of the society in the present and the future, and contribute to building a new generation capable of innovation and contributing to change in scientific and objective manner by cooperation between all parties. The first day of November
is to be the most representative and influential global association of diverse higher education institutions and their organizations, and then promoting and advancing a dynamic leadership role for higher education in society. They have a number of missions, I think just only a couple of them, to promote collaboration among its members, and then to pursue the creation, dissemination, and application of knowledge, and then do other things. As you can see, my assistants, are you showing the slides? Oh, okay. The diagram of, I think, an embodiment of what they do, their vision, their missions, and their activities. And I'll start from the bottom and then move to clockwise. Appreciation of diversity, quality in learning, research and outreach, academic freedom and international autonomy, institutional autonomy, ethics and integrity, equity, solidarity and cooperation, university global responsibility towards all communities. These are their core values. Then the activities they undertake include expertise development and trends analysis, publications and specialized portals, advisory services, training and peer-to-peer learning, knowledge sharing events, global advocacy, and represent. I had the privilege to receive this peer-to-peer learning in 2017 in May in Averoni, Botswana, through the sponsorship of the IAU in collaboration with the SMU. The thematic priorities for 2016 to 20 include leadership, internationalization, in that they support inclusive, fair and ethical internationalization of higher education, and then sustainable development, international information and communication technologies. I don't think I need to go to the details, but just briefly, under internationalization, the operational objectives include critical analysis of current global trends, advisory services, and global advocacy. So activities are there, including tailored advisory services. So it's a repetition. Internationalization in brief, maybe for some of us,